In a quiet desert town, surrounded by endless sand dunes and burning sunlight, lived a boy named Rayan. The people of the town lived simple lives, farmers who rose before dawn, traders who walked 4 miles, and craftsmen who worked with steady hands. But Rayan was different. He dreamed bigger than the horizon itself. Every evening, Rayan would climb the tallest sand dune behind his house and watch the sun sink into the golden desert. His heart raced as the sky turned to orange, then purple, then deep blue. He'd whisper to himself, "One day, I will go far beyond this place. I will find what awaits me past the horizon." But dreams were heavy for a boy with little to his name. Rayan's father repaired old sandals for a living, and his mother sold water jars in the town market. They worked hard, but money was always tight. Rayan understood that he might soon have to quit school and help his father full-time. For his parents, dreams were luxuries, something you'd think about only when your stomach is full. But Rayan couldn't let go of his dream. He wanted to become a traveler, not just walking from town to town, but exploring lands no one had seen, meeting people from distant cultures, and discovering mysteries hidden beyond the dunes. One afternoon, after school, Rayan gathered his courage and told his father, "Abba, I want to be I want to explore the world." His father looked at the boy's dusty clothes, his cracked sandals, and his thin arms. Then he sighed. "Rayan, dreams are beautiful, but they don't feed a family. You must learn to live with what life gives you." Rayan nodded quietly, but his heart felt like it had been squeezed. That night, he climbed his usual dune. Hot sand slipped under his feet, and wind brushed his face. He whispered into the dark, "Why does my dream feel so impossible?" A deep voice replied from behind him, "Because every great dream begins with a great struggle." Rayan turned and saw an old man with a walking stick and a long white beard. His eyes were tired but shining. "My name is Musa," he said. "I've crossed deserts, oceans, and mountains in my lifetime." Rayan stared in awe. "You're Musa sat beside him. "I was many years ago. I walked farther than these dunes can imagine." Rayan felt hope spark inside him, warm and bright. "How did you do it? How did you begin?" Musa smiled. "Not by dreaming big, but by starting small. Every journey begins with the first step, not the last." The boy listened carefully as Musa continued. "Each morning, run 1 dune. Each evening, study for an hour. Strength of the body and strength of the mind. When both grow, the world will open for you." Rayan agreed. And from the next morning, he began. At sunrise, he ran up the dunes. His legs burned, his lungs tightened, and sand stung his feet. Many times, he wanted to quit, but then he remembered Musa's words, "Start small," and he pushed on. In the evenings, he studied. He borrowed old geography books, learned about maps and mountains, oceans and cultures. The world felt closer each day, but the world is never kind to dreamers. One summer afternoon, Rayan was running across the dunes when a group of older boys mocked him. "Are you training to fly away?" One jeered. Another laughed. "You traveled the world. You can't even afford proper shoes." The laughter pressed on Rayan's heart like a weight. He felt small, too small. That night, he didn't climb the dune. He sat at home, staring at the floor. Musa visited him. "Why didn't you come today?" Rayan's eyes watered. "Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm foolish." Musa placed a hand on his shoulder. "Those who cannot see their own dreams will always laugh at yours. Ignore them. Keep walking." Rayan wiped his tears and stood up straighter. From the next day, he trained harder. He ran 2 dunes, then 3, then 5. His legs grew strong, his back straightened, and his eyes began to shine with determination. Rayan became well known in the town not for traveling, but for his hard work. Adults admired his discipline. Children started following his routine. His parents watched with mixed feelings, fear and pride tangled together. One evening, Musa handed Rayan a small pouch. "Inside is a compass," he said. "It guided me for decades. Now it belongs to you. Ion opened the pouch and stared at the ancient brass compass. It was scratched and dented, but still beautiful. Why me? Huskit. Musa smiled. Because you're willing to do what others won't begin. But fate had its challenges waiting. One scorching afternoon, a violent sandstorm hit the town. The wind roared, throwing sand everywhere. Houses shook, people rushed to safety, and darkness swallowed the desert. Ion was out in the dunes when the storm began. He tried to run, but the wind blinded him. He stumbled, fell, and crawled toward what he hoped was home. But the desert is merciless. Ion lost his direction. He followed the compass, step after painful step. Sand hit his face like needles, and breathing felt impossible. But he remembered Musa's voice. A journey begins with trust in yourself. Hours passed like days. Ion's legs shook. His eyes burned, but he kept walking. Finally, through the storm, he saw torchlight. Villagers rushed toward him and carried him home. His parents cried with relief. When the storm passed, Musa visited him. Ion weakly smiled. I thought I was going to die. But you didn't, Musa said proudly. You trusted yourself. You trusted the journey. That storm was your test. Ion realized something powerful. Dreams were not just about the destination, they were about who he became along the way. Years passed. Ion saved money from small jobs, helped travelers, learned languages, and continued improving himself. When he turned 17, the town gathered in the main square. Musa stood with him. Ion, the old traveler said, you are ready? His father stepped forward, placed a small cloth bag in Ion's hand, and whispered, we couldn't give you much, but we give you our prayers. Make the world remember your name. Tears filled Ion's eyes. He hugged them tightly. At sunrise, he stood at the edge of the desert, the horizon painted in gold. Musa raised a trembling hand and said, go. The world waits for you. Ion walked forward, step by step. The dunes glowed behind him. The compass glimmered in his hand, and his heart felt unstoppable. As the horizon swallowed him gently, one truth burned bright within him. You don't have to be born extraordinary to live an extraordinary life. You just have to take the first step and keep going. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like and subscribe for more inspiring content.